It's funny, you know, in foreign policy debates in this country, in America, there's a debate between the realists and the idealists. The idealists are the imperialists. The idealists say God has led America to rule the world. We can't have any other country interfering with God as our policy. And the realists say, if you do this, this is crazy. You're going to split the whole world. Well, at least there are two different schools of American foreign policy, but there aren't two different schools of economic policy. There's no other school alternative to neoliberal economics. So the irony is when Chinese students are sent to the United States to study economics, what they're told is neoliberalism. What they're told is that China cannot possibly develop in this way. If China wants to develop, it should be just like the United States. It needs a rich financial class that's able to be the planning. China needs to privatize all of its public utility that leads to sell off its railroads to American investors. Let us take over your railroads and we'll charge much higher prices. Your growth will be the growth of the 1%. You really need to grow by making the 1% richer. That's what they're told in the United States. So there's no alternate. You had in the Cold War, Russia promoting communism as an alternative doctrine to capitalism. Nothing like that is happening with the conflict between China and the United States today. China has not said there is an alternative to neoliberal growth, and we want Thailand and India and Iran and Russia to join in a new Eurasian orbit with this new ideology that is an alternative to finance capitalism and neoliberalism. And we call that socialism. They haven't spelled that out in economic policy. And that, again, is what I tried to do in The Destiny of Civilization. You need to explain that China does have an overall economic model. And the Chinese economic model is you have natural monopolies in the public domain, starting finance. You don't want the economy's economic surplus to be paid out as debt service to a financial class. You want the government to be the planner, the government to be able to use the surplus and plan it to build more and more infrastructure, to raise living standards. You need to put all of this in the form of like a new communist manifesto, a new principles of political economy. And neither China or any other country has done that. Although now that the students are coming back to China and saying, well, we didn't learn anything helpful at all in the United States, the economic courses we're taking. The result is we have to sort of reinvent the wheel and figure out what to do ourselves. Well, you don't need to do it all by yourself. The whole 19th century of classical economics was trying the same kind of reform that China is reinventing itself today. And you really need a course in what is not taught in the United States anymore. If you had a history of economic thought being told as taught as a basic economic course in China, this would familiarize Chinese students and other students in the rest of Asia with the concept of economic rent as opposed to profit. Rent is not profit. And finance capital is not industrial capital. You need a economic textbook to explain these differences. It's what we tried to do in a few places here, but obviously the neoliberals, there's only room for one economic doctrine in the United States. There's no policy debate over economic theory anywhere in American academia. It'll have to take place in China and Asia.